Viva Tequila Seltzer, the #1 hard seltzer in the world and the official hard seltzer of Day Drinking with Dog. Ditch the malt, add tequila.
Welcome back, Day Drinking with Dog. How is everyone? I am on my final leg of my trip back from Florida for the last 2.5 or so weeks. Got caught in the flood, dealing with Dad's death, all sorts of stuff, bad weather. Of course, it was 77 when I started heading home yesterday, so that was great. And it's like 80 down there today. So I stopped in Lumberton, North Carolina, as I always do. Just a nice little hotel right off the highway, about a 10-hour drive. And then I did 5 today. I'm at the MGM Grand in National Harbor near D.C. I've stayed here a few times. I did not stay here last year, but nice hotel. The rate was pretty solid, so I decided to stay here and spend the night, maybe go gamble, might go to a Wizards game. Gonna check ticket prices. They were pretty cheap last night, so might do that. Other than that, I don't know. Maybe meet some friends that used to work at Colony in Milford. They're down here now, so or I might just stay in the room and fucking go to bed. I have no idea. Long days of driving, 5 hours left, get home tomorrow, then it's off to the casino. If anyone's up at the casino, hit me up on Saturday for the 20th annual Wine Fest. So I've been going pretty steadily for the last 10 years. So it's probably been pretty crazy up there. Still trying to get tickets to all the stupid events they got going on, but it's a great lineup. All the celebs will be there. And I'll ask probably all of them to come on the show, and they'll all laugh in my face. So it is what it is. Got some Vivas on ice over there. Not ready to drink. Got a shower before I head down to the casino. We did the Tampa Bay Lightning game last weekend. Thank you, Steven, the owner of Viva. We went golfing in the rain, but it was an awesome, fun day. Drank some Vivas, went to a nice little dinner across the street from the hotel, drank some Vivas, went to the Lightning game, drank tequila, had a great time, and a funny thing happened. So when I got down to Florida, I wasn't able to bet. So it's Hard Rock Bets is the only site you can gamble on. And if you follow my podcast, I was on a little heater in October, November, kind of chilled out in December, and got to Florida, and they couldn't verify my account. So I was like, whatever, I don't need to bet. I probably would have lost most of the football games anyway, because football is so hard to bet. I find a lot of luck in other sports. So get to Florida, and I can't bet. So we're good. So we're at the game, and I'm like, I just wanted to see what the puck line was on the game. Maybe I'll call my buddy back home and he put a bet in for me just for the shits and giggles, make it more entertaining because I have no interest in either team. And I go on Hard Rock Bets Live, and it says my account pops up, says deposit. So I said, all right, let me throw $100 in. And it took it. So I just said, fuck it. I put $100 on Tampa to win by 2 goals, and the Bruins were playing back home to win by 2 goals to win $688, and it hit. So back in it. So that gave me money to gamble over the weekend, and we're going to get right into football. The playoffs last weekend, the 4 games. Divisional round's usually the best weekend because you got really the 8 best teams left. You kind of weed out all the, maybe one sneaks through, but obviously the best game was KC-Buffalo. I had Buffalo, so I lost that. What was the other one that day? Detroit. I had Detroit, but I had them in a parlay, so lost the parlay. And then the day before was San Fran. And Baltimore killed Houston, which, I think everyone should have had pretty handily. So I didn't really win any football bets, but I put in another hockey bet with the Bruins, and it was a game I was watching on ESPN Plus. I can't remember who it was, but they won 3-0. Oh, St. Louis Blues. They won 3-0. So we hit like $250, $260. And then I forgot, being in Florida, you can bet on UConn. You can't do it back home for whatever reason. Like, I don't think people realize like if they're worried about UConn students betting on UConn, all they gotta do is drive like 20 minutes over the border to Massachusetts. They can place the fucking bet. But we're not allowed to bet on UConn. When I was in Boston about October, I went on FanDuel, put $100 on UConn to win the national championship at like plus 2,200. So if that could pay out pretty good money if they win it again, which is near impossible to go back-to-back in this sport, especially nowadays. So I saw UConn was playing at Villanova, given 3.5. And I just thought, no-brainer. UConn usually covers games. It's a Big East battle, I get it, but threw $100 down to win, I don't know, $1.88 or something. Or to win 88, get $1.88 back. So they're up like 12 with like 7 minutes to go. I'm like, this is a wrap. And all of a sudden, Villanova goes on a run. Long story short, UConn's up 2 with about 4.5 seconds left. They have the ball. They get fouled. Now they got to hit both foul shots to go up 4. I win the bet. This is probably the worst beat I've ever had in my life. The guy hits both free throws. I think it was, I forget who hit him. One of the seniors. Drains them both. Up 4. 4 seconds left. Game's over. They inbound the ball. They dribble once, dribble twice. Dude pulls up from half court, and I knew it the minute he shot this half court shot. It was like he was like perfect form. He was watching it. I'm like, this is fucking going in. Sure enough, swish. So UConn wins by 1. I lose my bet. That sour taste in my mouth. So the next day, I just cashed everything out. So I still won like $600 something, but those swings, those swings are big. It could have been another $200 on top of that. So we got the playoffs this week. Baltimore. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Everyone can watch whatever they want. Please don't listen to me. I think Baltimore is going to crush KC. Half of me, actually 25% of me wants it just because I hate KC and I'm a Tom Brady honk to the day I die. So I don't want anyone saying that there's someone better than him, even though Mahomes is a better talent, but I don't think he'll ever accomplish the numbers that Brady did, even if he wins it this year. It's just going to get harder and harder as he gets older and older in the style of play he plays. But they're getting 3.5, but I'm taking Baltimore because KC hasn't played a team like this all year. I mean, their defense, I've watched them Christmas night, and that kind of said, oh, shit, this team's winning the Super Bowl when they trounced all over San Fran. And I think this is going to happen again. I mean, KC played Miami with no defense. Everyone hurt. KC played Buffalo with no defense. Everyone hurt. No one's hurt. People are coming back. Mark Andrews is back for Baltimore. Marlon Humphrey might play safety. They're getting healthier as the playoffs are rolling on, and that's usually not what you see in NFL. So I'm riding Baltimore big. I hate that half point because a lot of these games come down to 3 points, but I think this could be a 17-point game. I really do. And I won't be shocked if KC wins because Mahomes always seems to pull out shit, like Scantling will have like 110 yards and 3 touchdowns or something stupid, or the NFL really wants Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl, whether she's performing or in the fucking luxury suite crap. So either way, I want the season over. Second game, it is the second game. San Fran, Detroit. San Fran -7. Deebo Samuel's 50-50 to play, which means he's going to play, but he won't be 100%. They might just have him as a decoy. He might not run the ball as much. He probably just play wide receiver. He probably won't do those jet sweeps. Detroit, man, they're a team that is like got a great future. I think Goff's a above average quarterback. You got Gibbs, Amon-Ra Brown, Laporta, the tight end. They're all just young, talented. Not making any money yet, so they're in a good financial situation. They're gonna have to pay Goff this year, but do they beat San Fran? Probably not. But I'm taking the points. I think it's a close game. I think it's going to be another nail biter like last week with San Fran. San Fran probably pulls it out. But if they don't, the Brock Purdy talk is going to go on all off season. And I have a quarterback in New England, Mac Jones, you guys may want to take off our hands. He'd probably be better than Purdy. So Purdy, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Brock Purdy, but it's interesting stuff on how people view him in the media. Some people love him, some people hate him. I mean, the guy performs. They killed him because he couldn't throw a wet ball last weekend, but it was fucking pouring out. But he threw it when he needed to in the last drive. So I don't know what else to say about that. But so that's my NFL roundup, I guess. I wouldn't go with anything I say, honestly, when it comes to football. You guys want some hockey bets, some basketball bets, shoot me a text. I've been pretty hot with those. I just missed a 4-teamer When did I leave? I left Tuesday. I left yesterday morning. So Monday night I put a 4-teamer in, and I hit 3 of the 4, and the 4th one I missed by like 2 points. So that was like I had like $47 left in my account. I said, screw it, fucking instead of cashing out, I'll try to hit big, and I think it was like for a $580 payout, and I just fucking missed it. But should just went with 3 teams, I guess. I don't know. Starting to Jones for Aviva. You're going to be seeing me a lot more with Viva outside of the podcast, too. I really love these guys. I'm going to be helping them out. Guys, if anyone listening works in a bar, do me a favor. Just reach out to me, and I'll get you some samples. The first summer we had them was this year, and we're going to probably be doubling, tripling our output this coming summer. We're trying to go all and up and down the shoreline. It's a great summer drink. It's pretty much all I drink now, and it's not because of the sponsorship. I mean, I drink other stuff too, don't get me wrong. I mean, they'll never take Jameson out of my hand. They'll never take a little nice Tito's vodka and soda, on a hot summer day out of my hand. But you'll never see me with a high noon. I know that. I never liked high noons anyway. Obviously White Claw I will have here and there if Vivas aren't available. Those guys treat me well too. But Viva's where it's at with me moving forward. So when you guys see me at Stonebridge, just try one. I'll buy you one, and see what you guys think. I'm very partial to the watermelon now. Huckleberry is the most popular, but watermelon is pretty much the one I drink. Actually, I'm out of them. If the Viva boys are listening, but I got huckleberries. I'm staying at a hotel right now so I got you expect to have a fridge, but I'm at this, nice hotel where the fridge is stocked with shit, and if you touch it for more than 3 seconds, they fucking whack you. So I can't throw any Vivas in the fridge, or bottled waters for that fucking matter, besides the ones they're going to charge me. So, but I'm also at a hotel that has 2 sinks. So you clog one of them, put the drain down, go to the ice machine. I got 1 sink filled with ice, with Vivas and waters for later, the little, after, you need the cold waters before you go to bed. Always hydrate. And the Vivas are chilling right now. So I'm going to be getting into those in a little bit. And I read this the other day. And we're going to go off track just for a little bit. This is going to be another short podcast before I'm in studio. I'm in studio next week. Barrels for a Cause. Drinking some bourbon. And talking with Corey and Tony Vitti. Had him on last year. It was a blast. Tony and these guys always have great stories. So make sure you check that out next Wednesday. I'm going to wrap this one up pretty quick. Trump in New Hampshire won by like 11 points. And this is not, I really haven't been following it that much, but I did see a little clip from Tucker Carlson, and it makes 100% sense. Is Nikki Haley's not dropping out because the Democrats are now funding her, and the Democrats' last gasp is the hope that Trump is unable to run because he's in prison. And that's all they're... Otherwise, Nikki probably would have dropped out last night. And it's kind of that hill they're going to die on with Trump. It's crazy. Honestly, I don't care either way. I want Republicans to win, but, Trump's almost 80. Biden's going to be 81, 82 if he wins again. So he's going to be 85, 86 when he... it's just insane. We got to get younger. I don't think Nikki Haley's the answer, but I like Vivek. I've seen a lot of videos of him in town halls, and he watch out for him. I think he's smart. He's quick-witted. I've never seen him stumped. Granted, this shit's probably cherry-picked, but I've never seen any videos of him stumped by anybody. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's the VP pick for Trump, or he's definitely going to be on the cabinet. And I think he's still young. He's just starting in politics, so him running for president is kind of far-fetched at this point. But, 4 years, 8 years, 12 years down the line, look out for him. I think I like him. We'll see. One last thing before I do a little Boston sports rundown before I end it. I was reading an article the other day about Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. He'll probably shut this whole podcast down. I have a lot of issues with Facebook. I may get rid of it myself and just stick with Instagram, knowing that he owns Instagram. But Facebook has caused a lot of problems. for my family. Started problems for my father. And there's no repercussions for them. They just sit back, and he is the 5th richest person in the world, Mark Zuckerberg. And he has just recently bought like 700 acres of land in Kauai, Hawaii. I forget, I may have pronounced that wrong. 700 acres. And I read that he is building a $300 million estate that has a $100 million bunker in it. It's a doomsday bunker. And this is not the first time I've read this with the ultra super rich. Like, kind of makes me nervous. Like, these guys can get away anywhere they want in the world. But yet, they're still building these bunkers like there's a threat that the end of the world could exist. And they obviously know a lot more than we do as far as the global economics and global, conflicts in the world and what certain countries are capable of. China, North Korea, Iran, and Russia. And I was reading the scope of what he was building, and it's in I think he could live there for 80 years with like fucking 100 people down there. I don't know. It's just Google it. And he's fighting with the locals are all pissed, and a lot of this had to do with the fires and all that, and it's all coming to, and you don't hear about that anymore. And Oprah Winfrey's going to own a shit ton of land, and I don't know. It's crazy. But I was reading the specifics of this bunker. Go check it out. It's crazy. But then he said he's only 1% of the land is for that. The rest is all nature and farming. And look at me and my wife, and we're walking around with a nice white button down on and holding hands. And meanwhile, behind the scenes, he's probably worshiping the devil. So who knows? But Facebook, you're on my radar. Might be dumping you soon. And last but not least, Boston sports, real quick. Red Sox, fuck you. Ownership, sell. I'm sick of it. It's pathetic. The Yankees trading for Soto. It's expected. It's not expected from the Red Sox doing anything of major importance. And their ownership is too tied in with other ventures. They're trying to sign Mbappe. He's some fucking French soccer player that's going to command $500 million a year, an Otani-type contract for Liverpool or whatever fucking team they own out there. He wants an NBA team in Vegas. He already owns the Penguins. He owns Fenway Racing. So his money is just everywhere but the Red Sox. You know why? Because it doesn't matter to him. Because fannies will fill that seat. He just thinks Fenway is just a museum. That's all it is. People pay tickets to come to the museum. And it's a shame. And as a Red Sox fan who had a good run, he owned it. Don't get me wrong. Him and John Henry and Larry Lucchino, who's no longer there, and Tom Werner owned it. Got us 4 championships. I think we lucked into 2 of them, to be honest with you. But the first one, they definitely spent to get it in 2004. 2007, they spent it. They kept spending. But then 13 and 18 were kind of, they got lucky. I don't know. Ortiz was one of them. 18 was probably the luckiest, but now it's just it's pathetic to watch. I actually thought the Chris Sale trade was probably the best thing they did all spring, but they say hope springs eternal. So, but the Red Sox should not be on a budget. They own Nesson, they rake in millions, but it seems that a lot of their money is going elsewhere. And of course, LeBron James owns a piece of the team, so I will forever be burdened with that knowledge of him owning the team. Bruins are in first place in the whole NHL. They just beat Winnipeg 4-1. Winnipeg is considered one of the best teams. They haven't given up more than 3 goals in like 25 games, and they gave up 4 to the Bruins the other night. I don't know what to think. I'm not going to get high in the Bruins because I got too high on them last year, and they crushed me in the playoffs. So maybe I stay low key, just kind of monitor them, go to a game or two. Watch Marchand score, Pasternak, they got good goalies, and maybe they have the right matchups in the playoffs this year where they don't, just run against the wrong team. Going up against Florida last year, even though we're up 3-1 and lost, was probably the biggest buzzsaw because those guys were so hot at that time, and it just I don't know, it's just one of those things. Hockey's funny. You run into a team at the wrong time. I mean, they were if they didn't win their last game, they weren't in the playoffs, and we weren't playing them. We were playing Pitt, I think, and we would have trounced Pitt. So, and finally, the Boston Celtics. They lost that tough game to Denver. They seem to sit one star every night, which I'm not against. You know, keep these guys healthy as long as they're not like resting Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis all in one game. They had a big win in Dallas the other night, but Dallas doesn't really impress me either, outside of Doncic and Kyrie. But they're number one in the league. Everyone's scrambling. Yeah, you could tell everyone's scared of the Celtics because everyone's making moves but the Celtics. So the Milwaukee Bucks just fired their coach, rookie coach. They're second in the Eastern Conference with they're 30-13, and they fired their coach. Giannis is now running that team. They hired Doc Rivers. Doc doesn't know any defense. That's not going to help them. Philadelphia got Embiid going off for 70, and then they. Now they're looking around like, fuck, we need to make a trade because they know they can't beat the Celtics. Miami Heat, obviously we've gone the last 2 years Eastern Conference Finals with them. We're 1-1. We were down 3-0 last year, brought it to 7, and we fucking sucked in Game 7. But we also didn't have Porzingis and Drew Holiday. So I think they had to make a move, and they think Terry Rozier is the guy. He was like our 7th best player 5 years ago, so have fun with him. He can get hot every once in a while, but he doesn't scare me. The Indiana Pacers, they got Pascal Siakam. I think a good deal for them, good trade. I don't think they gave up too much, but that's not going to put them over the top. If Boston, everyone's like it's championship or bust. I don't ever agree with that because that's just the media saying championship or bust. We have such a young core. Tatum and Brown they're going to lock up Tatum this year. We got them for the next 4 years. They're still in their mid-20s. I think 3 championships in the next 8 years or bust should be the mantra. But I think this is the year we get it done. I think we can beat Denver or whoever comes out of the West. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for listening. I got a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm excited about a project I'm going to start that I will probably unveil in like a month or so. And would look up for a lot of support from you guys, as you always do. So, and I was thinking about doing a Super Bowl. I haven't done a contest in a while. It really depends how I feel. Maybe I'll do a Super Bowl one. I'll launch it that week. We'll have Viva. We'll do a Viva-centric one. Have some Viva swag, Viva cans. Drink some Vivas. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Anyway, have a great weekend. Enjoy the football games. I will talk to you next Wednesday. Peace.